Have you ever been told that financial freedom is impossible unless you're lucky or a genius? What if I told you the path to 7 figures isn't about luck? It's about following a proven blueprint. Hi there, I'm Jody. Today, I'm giving you the blueprint that I have used to reach my financial goals. And trust me when I say, it's much easier than you think. Let's jump in. First, let's talk about what you're gonna need. You're gonna need the blueprint, which is what we're going over now. You're gonna need a spreadsheet tool, something like Google Sheets, and you're gonna need a few bank accounts. Actually, you're gonna need 7 bank accounts to be specific. But here is a pro tip. Open all 7 accounts at the same bank. Trust me, you're gonna feel weird doing it, but it's not weird to the bank. It's just business as usual for them. Finally, you're gonna need the most valuable resource that a business owner has. This won't happen overnight, but if you commit, you will see results. Oh, and if you want some support, I'll show you how to join my free community at the end of this video. Let's dive in. Let's talk about goals. Not vague dreams like I wanna be rich, but specific, measurable, and time-bound goals. Here's how we do it. Start with the big number. How much do you wanna make in 2025? $1 million, 500K, 100K? Write that number down. Now, the one thing you wanna keep in mind, are we talking about top-line revenue or profit? They are 2 different things. If you wanna achieve $1 million in profit, that is a lot different than $1 million in revenue. For example, say you make a 10% profit. That means you'll actually need $10 million in top-line revenue to achieve that. It's important that you be specific. So for some context, typically $1 million in economic activity should result in about $100,000 before taxes and transaction fees. After all that, you should be able to take home about $80,000. All right, the next step is you gotta break it into smaller chunks. If you wanna use the profit first model, which I highly recommend you do, here's basically how it works. You wanna distribute your money across those 7 bank accounts that you set up. Those accounts should be labeled income, profit, owner's pay, sales tax, income tax, OPEX, and inventory. The income, profit, owner's pay, OPEX, and inventory accounts should be set up as checking accounts, and the sales tax and income tax should be set up as savings accounts. All of your revenue goes into a single account first. This one is called income. You want to connect your payment processor and deposit all your money into this account. You don't pay anything out of this account. This just holds your income for the month. Make sure all your bank fees come out of your OPEX account. I find that it's easier to do this when you first set up your accounts. At the beginning of the month, you want to divide up what's in that account for the next month's expenses. This is how you make sure you never run out of money. You first collect all the money, then you decide where you're going to spend it, then comes the hard part, spending it only what has been planned. The first thing you need to do is pull out your profit and owner's pay, 10% for each. That's why we call it profit first. That should reduce your income account by 20%. Then you want to save for the government. Sales tax in BC is 5% and provincial sales tax is 7%. Federal tax is 12%, so 12% into each account. That leaves you with 46% for OPEX, operating expenses, and inventory. You need to transfer the cost of goods sold into the inventory account when they sell. So at the end of the month, you can take the number of your sales, multiply it by the cost of the items, and transfer that into inventory. Then, whatever is left, that's what you have to run your business. So if you earned $10,000 last month, the distribution goes like this. $1,000 goes into profit, $1,000 goes into owner's pay, $1,200 goes into sales tax, and $1,200 goes into income tax. If your cost of goods sold is 20%, then 20% goes into inventory, and $3,600 is left for operating expenses. The first 5 accounts are pretty self-explanatory. The monies in those accounts go to pay for their respective places. On time, every time, no excuses. But now comes the really hard part. How do you budget your $3,600 of OPEX? In every business, there's a minimum amount of money that you need to keep the lights on. Things like labor, products, R&D, marketing, mistakes. Your challenge is to make sure all of those expenses fit into the OPEX budget, maximizing every penny so that nothing is left at the end of the month. Think of it like a game. How close to the top can you get without going over? If you go over, you lose. You should review your OPEX spending every month. I keep a spreadsheet of all my subscriptions that I'm paying for, and I ruthlessly cut them every month. I don't sign up for yearly deals because monthly gives me the flexibility to change when a better deal comes up. Just last month, Loom launched Loom AI, which basically does what Supernormal does, record and transcribe meetings. Since I'm paying monthly, I can cancel Supernormal, transfer to Loom, and reduce my expenses immediately. The most important thing that I have learned is asking yourself, how can I simplify my business so I don't need this expense? The best part is no part. Inventory is used to reorder inventory when it sells. Profit is used to grow your business. If you live in a place that doesn't charge provincial, state, or state tax, you can adjust accordingly. And that's it. Told you it was simple. When you budget your money this way, you will start off profitable and you will never have to worry about making payments. You'll have the money before you make the decisions. You'll also know exactly how much money it will take to reach your goal. So if you want to earn $1 million a year in profit, that means you're gonna need to generate $10 million in sales, or $830,000 per month, versus if you want to make $1 million a year in revenue, then you need $83,000 per month. There is a big difference, and that's why it's important that we be specific. Often budget advice is complicated and cumbersome, leading to overcomplicated spreadsheets and too many processes. Rich people don't get that way by making more. They get that way by spending less. Following this process guarantees you're gonna reach your goal. The only variable is time, and that's gonna pass regardless. Seriously, it is that simple. Collect the money, distribute the funds, and then stick to the decisions that you made. The blueprint is easy. Implementation is hard. So if you need help, let me know. Help is in my community. You can join my community by going to expertbymoney.com/community, where I have a bunch of resources that will help you get going on your budget. If you like these types of videos, maybe share it with one of your friends. Drop a comment or hit the subscribe button. It all helps.